parallelogram. Okay, so we're ready to go to the end, and that is to use the magic x to actually factor a trinomial. Now, trinomials are in the form ax squared plus bx plus c. So we're going to use our numbers for a, b, and c to do the magic x. Now, here's what you need to know. The top of the magic x, you're going to take your a value and multiply by your c value. That's the top. The bottom is just b. And make sure you include your sign with the number. So let's get started on number 1. Number 1, the first thing you have to do is identify a, b, and c. So the number in front of the x squared is your a. Your a value is 1. Your b value is attached to the x. Your b value for this one is 14. And it's positive, so put the sign with it. And then your c value is your constant at the end without any variable. So my constant at the end is 48. Positive. Put your sign with it. So now that we have a, b, and c, we're going to set up our x. As we set our magic x up, what you need to remember is all the stuff that you learned in this Nearpod. Once you put the numbers in, you should be in good shape, ready to rock and roll. A times c is 1 times positive 48. That's going to give you a positive 48. And the b value that we found is positive 14, so that goes down here. We are hopefully in a spot where you're looking at this and you're saying, all right, I need factors of 48, but I need to add my factors together because that's what that top plus sign means. Oops, factors. Okay, so I need factors of 48. 1 and 48. 48 divided by 2 is 24. 48 divided by 3 is 16. 48 divided by 4 is 12. 48 by 5 doesn't work. 48 divided by 6 is 8. And 48 by 7 doesn't work. So these are all of them. This is every single pair you can think of for 48. Now we need to add our factors together to get b. And because b is 14, I'm looking at this guy. 6 plus 8 gives me 14, which is good. And because we're adding, our signs have to match the bottom. So we're going to have a plus 6 and we're going to have a plus 8. But we're not done. You see, this is where your magic x turns into the factoring piece. And the only other thing you need to know is that when you're factoring, you need to start this factored term with whatever a is times x. This is going to be whatever a is times x. So a is 1. So this is a 1x plus 6. This is a 1x plus 8. This is going to be what my factors are. Now, when I do 1 times x, I'm still going to get x. So I can write that as x plus 6. And this is 1 times x, and that's going to be x, and that's just going to be x plus 8. And this is your final answer. This is how you factor a trinomial using magic x method. Let's take a look at number 2. Number 2 is x squared minus 8x plus 15. So the first thing we want to do is find a, b, and c. Now remember, a is the value in front of x squared. There's no number there, so there's really a 1. So a is 1. Okay, so then b is attached to the x, and our b is negative 8. And our c is our constant at the end without a variable, so our c is positive 15. So what we're going to do is make our x. This is our magic x to do our magic x method, and that means we need a times c on top, b on the bottom, ready to go. So my a times my c value is positive 15. And the b that goes on the bottom is negative 8. So we look up here and we're like, okay, so what's going to happen is I'm adding my factors together again. And I'm looking for factors of 15. Well, that's a small one. 1 times 15. 15 divided by 2 doesn't work, but 15 divided by 3 is 5. 15 divided by 4 doesn't work, and then you know you're done because 5's already there. And what we need to do is add our factors to get our bottom. We're adding our factors to get 8. So what's going to make 8? Well, 3 and 5 is going to make 8. But our bottom sign has to match these. So this is going to be a minus 3 and a minus 5. Don't forget our new step. This is the brand new step right here. You need an AX on this one and an AX in front of this one. So the A value is 1. So I'm going to have a 1x minus 3 here and 1x minus 5 here. And remember that 1 times x is x, so this is just going to be x minus 3. And 1 times x is x, so this is just going to be x minus 5. This is the product of this trinomial. 2 more. Number 3. We've got x squared minus 4x minus 60. First thing we're going to do is we're going to label A, B, and C. A is the value in front of x squared. In this case, A is 1. B is the value attached to x, so B is negative 4. And C is the constant at the end without the variable, so C is negative 60. We are going to make our magic X and make stuff happen here. That's an ugly X. Wow. There we go. All right, A times C. So we need 1 times negative 60. Well, that's going to give me a negative 60. And my B value at the bottom is negative 4. Now, this one should remind us of something a little different because this minus sign indicates to us that we have to subtract our factors. So that's super important that you see that because this is negative, that you're subtracting your factors. Let's get our factors as 60 and see what we've got. 1 times 60. 60 divided by 2 is 30. 60 divided by 3 is 20. 60 divided by 4 is 15. 60 divided by 5 is 12. 60 divided by 6 is 10. 60 divided by 7 does not work. 8 does not work. And 9 does not work. And 10 is where we loop around, so this is everybody. Now, what we have to do is we have to find factors that subtract to give us 4. So we're looking for that pair, and I found it. It's 6 and 10. But you have to look down here at the bottom. Because you're subtracting, your signs are going to be different. So we have to figure out which way we're subtracting. And when it's negative, we need our small number minus our big number. That's what's going to give us a negative. So I need to take my 6 and minus my 10. That gives me negative 4. Don't forget our new step. With AX in front, our A is 1. So this is going to say 1x plus 6. This is going to say 1x minus 10. So our factors are x plus 6 and x minus 10. Boom. Last example, and then you'll be ready to do your homework. Number 4. We've got x squared plus 2x minus 15. So again, going through our steps, the first thing we have to do is find A, which is in front of x squared, which is 1. B is the value attached to x, so that's positive 2. And C is the constant at the end, which is negative 15. We've got to walk it over here, make our magic X, and factor. A times C goes on top, B on the bottom. A times C is negative 15. B is positive 2. And because this one is negative on the top, this indicates that we are going to subtract our factors again. Okay, so I'm looking for factors of 15. We just did them, so that should be even quicker. 1 and 15 and 3 and 5. Except I'm looking to subtract my factors, and I need a 2. So the one pair that makes 2 is 3 and 5. Except this time, my 2 is positive. So because my 2 is positive, when I subtract, I need big minus small. That's going to give me a positive. So I have to take my big number, which is 5, and subtract my smaller one, which is 3. Don't forget your AX. This is ax, so that's 1x plus 5 and a 1x minus 3. And we are done with this lesson. Make sure you write these down. Make sure you submit your notes to me and get your assignment done. If you have questions, please ask. Have a great day, everybody.